All right, welcome back. Episode 8 of Talkin' Balls, the Ocho. Got two great guests with me. You've seen them before, Pico and DBJ.
We're back.
We are so back. We got three heads on this one, okay? So it's going to be a fun one. We're going to rattle through the NFL Week 6 that just happened. We're going to look ahead to Week 7. We're going to recap the MLB Postseason, the divisional series that just finished up and is finishing up as we speak. And then we're going to look ahead to the championship series as well. And lastly, we're going to touch on NBA and give you guys our predictions on that. So without further ado, how are my guests doing? Deej, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm good. How was your day today?
You know, not bad. Slung some freight, ate some vegan food, and I'm ready to talk balls in the sack with the boys.
Deej is vegan since last episode.
You didn't know.
So, I mean, you can send him a DM, show your support for him. He's a proud Trader Joe's shopper now.
Vegan.
Yeah. So there's an update for you, Tone.
It's good to be.
Welcome back. How are you?
It's great to be back. I'm glad I could finally make it. I was gonna come a couple weeks ago, and I got home and my fire alarm was blazing hot. Like the whole building was going off, and it was start time, so I had to skip out.
I think the first week that Derek was here, or last week.
Yeah, and I was pumped because this is fun. We've been friends for a long time, so it's good to put it on the internet, and we're gonna get this thing rolling.
All right, so let's do it. Three of us gave you some plays last week. We try to do it every week. I think we missed 2 weeks ago. It is what it is. But allow me, fellas, to go first.
Sure.
First one, Rams -10. I thought that the Rams were, of course, on paper a lot better than the Panthers, and they should have no trouble covering that 10-point spread. They did have trouble, but they did ultimately cover. 24-10 win. Falcons +4.5. I wound up saying buy it to +5. They won and beat the Niners outright at home. Skipping Cowboys +6. We're going to come back to it in a second. Saints +4. That pushed. They played the Bengals at home, and that line opened up at -1.5, so it had some drastic shift to it. Still like the Saints. I liked the Saints when it was +1.5, and I took them at +4. It wound up pushing. It is what it is. No harm, no foul. Seahawks +3, great call. Derek had the money line on his card as well. I think they played the Cardinals, right? Yeah, the Cardinals are trash. We fade Kyler any chance we can, so that was easy. And then I had two anytime touchdowns for you, Kenneth Walker, the Seahawks, and Travis Etienne. Kenneth Walker hit. Overall, that's a 4-2-1 day. So we were green there for sure. I didn't calculate the units for you because, whatever. But definitely a green day. Walker was plus juice. And if you hit any of the other ones for 2 units or something like that, yeah, you came out nice. So with that and the week before, I gave you 2 picks that went 2-0. We're looking at a crisp 6-2-1 the last 2 weeks in the NFL. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Tone,
nice.
What you got for us?
I got problems. I got a lot of problems. Browns -2.5. Stink down the toilet. They suck ass. Remind me to never do that again. I don't know.
Okay.
I just had a feeling. But yeah, they didn't play so well. I didn't think the Patriots would play that well back-to-back weeks, but I guess Bill's got that guy, that Zappy kid rolling. So watch out for them, I guess. My bitch-ass teasers officially 1-2 on the year. The Packers suck. They're just not good. Their defense isn't good. I'm going to give the Jets credit as well. I mean, they played really well. I think they have some momentum brewing and things like that. So, but the good news is I did have one of my 4 anytime touchdown scores cashed. So if you threw the house down on Mark Andrews scoring a tutty, I mean, and then you tailed all of Carch's plays, you had a good week.
You're in a good spot.
Yeah.
So
that's how.
Deej, go ahead. Finish us off there, please.
All right. So I got really excited last time we spoke, looking at the week, and did a Raves alternate spread -10. We saw how that played out. So I think
how did that play out?
Well, the Giants won, so I think I'm going to start respecting the Giants moving forward a little bit. I always say I respect them, but then I fucking hit it with the -10. And so we're gonna start respecting the Giants here on out. Then Falcons plus 4.5. That was cake. Like you said, they won outright. Seahawks money line. That's cake. You always fucking fade Kyler. Chiefs also spread. That was a tough one. Minus 2.5. Really thought we had a chance. Should have been.
Worth the play. Worth the play.
Definitely.
I said minus 2.5 is worth the play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So took that alternate spread. Obviously, we lost to the Bills by 4 at home. Tough, but we'll bounce back, like I always say. And then Cowboys plus 6.5.
Yeah, Cowboys plus 6.5. I said I would get back to it, and we're back to it. Again, we're getting back to that principle that keeps coming up this year of you don't suck at betting, but the players suck at playing.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? They missed 2 field goals, the Cowboys. I mean, I took plus 7. There's your push right there if he hits one of them. So he can kick rocks for all I care. And I'm done taking the Cowboys. That was a one-time thing. Probably never again because I hate that franchise. And I hate Zeke Elliott. Okay, NFL Week 6 started off with a shitty game on Thursday night, Commanders and Bears. Long story short, both teams are trash. The NFL really does try and put out the worst matchup possible each week on Thursday night for us.
It's crazy.
Carson Wentz broke his finger, so Ron Rivera has no more quarterback excuses.
You were saying?
Sig's inside. Oh God!
Probably open a window.
The parents who watch this podcast are not going to enjoy that one.
Mama Arch, Mama Torres, it's a prank cigarette, okay?
Okay. Getting back to it, both trash programs. Bears can't score, Commanders can't score. That was boring. Let's see what else happened. What's next? Falcons. We're just going to mention it. The Falcons, we said last week that they were a competitive ball club. They had been in one-score games pretty much every week. I loved them at home. I didn't like the fact that San Francisco was traveling all the way out east. So that to me was an easy call. Good for everyone who tailed that one. Patriots and Browns, look, I think you saw the difference in coaching in that game because on paper, those teams are evenly matched. If not, Cleveland is better. Bill Belichick is just that dude, and he can outcoach almost anybody in the league. See you later, 38-15, Patriots won. So they're still in it as well, especially with the Dolphins losing 3 in a row at 3-3. They're definitely still in it. Next game we can talk about, Jets and Packers. I mean, we're not going to get ahead of ourselves, but we are 6 weeks into the season, so we're past that quarter way mark already. You got both New York teams looking pretty decent. Jets 4-2, Giants 5-1. And I'll tell you the thing that impressed me about the Jets this week was the fact that they went into Lambeau. The fact that the Packers were coming off a loss already to the Giants in London. So you expected them to come out really fired up to try and get this win. Not to say that they weren't, but the Jets shut them out, man. I mean, I think the Packers offense is really getting exposed week after week. And the Jets might be for real. They play good on all 3 phases of the ball. They have play good special teams. They have great defense. And their offense, it seems to be working enough. They got 2 good running backs, Breece Hall and Carter. Garrett Wilson on the outside, Elijah Moore on the outside, and Zach Wilson, we know he's got that dog in him. So what do you got, Tone?
Yeah, I mean, the Jets, I like their coach too. His last name is Saleh. I don't know what his first is.
Yeah,
right?
Robert Saleh. Yeah.
I like him. He's cool. He was the defensive coordinator in San Fran, so I remember that. I mean, he's cool. I think he's got, like he said he was taking notes of everybody that was talking shit about them in the media and stuff.
Keeping the
I think
receipts.
he's out to prove some people wrong, and they're playing really well. So that was an impressive win. The Jags were, I just because they were, I have this office pool that I do every week. We fill out, every game, and then the most right gets the money. And the Jags were covering the entire game. They ended up losing. So had them. The Dolphins, I mean, were kind of competitive with the backup quarterback. Nobody can seem to stop Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle. They just have when one of them has 150 receiving yards, so does the other. It seems like so. Hopefully.
Yeah. So let's back up a second. Let's talk about that Jaguars game real quick. We'll go one by one. Yeah. Colts, after starting the year tying Houston, getting blanked by Jacksonville. They did get even with Jacksonville this past week. And they're in first place, I believe, in the division at 3-2-1, I want to say. So that's how fast things can flip in the NFL. They're right back in it. The Jaguars are tumbling pretty quick. Trevor Lawrence isn't playing as well as he was during the first 3 weeks of the season, so he needs to figure it out. The defense obviously giving up points, 34 yards. Matt Ryan threw for, I think, 400 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. So the Colts got back on track. The Jaguars kept trending downward. Interesting to see how that team tries to figure it out in the coming weeks. The next game you mentioned, Vikings and Dolphins. I'll just say this about the game. We expected the Vikings to beat the Dolphins just because of the fact that Tua was out. Teddy played, I think, 2 snaps before he got hurt. So they were down to Thompson. No, that was last week. I'm sorry.
That was the week. Yeah. So he got
that was the week before.
He played a little bit better.
We're doing this so fast. The shit is overlapping. But so Skylar Thompson actually was starting. He wound up getting hurt. Teddy Bridgewater had to come in as an emergency quarterback who he was suited up. Didn't expect him to play. So the Dolphins were very thin at quarterback. The Vikings definitely should have won the game. They covered the spread and they won. So that was good for them. The one thing I will say about the Vikings, is the fact that they gave up almost 400 yards passing and 2 different receivers had over 100 yards. Hill went for 177 tone. Waddle went for 122. So that's almost 300 yards between the 2 of them. That's cause for concern. Defense is supposed to be something that travels, and in the playoffs, if they're not hosting a playoff game, they're going to need that defense to be better, especially on the back end. Next game on the docket, Giants and Ravens. Another team from New York, we said they got something. Something's going on there, guys. Something is going on in New York. I don't know really what it is. And I'm not here to say that the Giants are fraudulent, but there definitely is plenty of time for their season to collapse. But you look at what they've done the first 6 weeks and how they're winning games, it looks like they're here to stay. I mean, they've been down almost every single week. And I can personally tell you as a fan that the Giants team last year, had they played in all of the games that they're playing in this year in the same situations, they would easily be 2-4, if not 1-5. So they're winning all these close games. They're keeping it between 7 to 10 points in the fourth quarter. And then the defense is just locking down. And Daniel Jones and Saquon are doing enough to get points on the board to get us some wins. So it's really encouraging. The Giants, I think they believe. I think Brian Daboll has them believing that they can beat anybody in the league. So that goes a long way. Obviously, at the beginning of the year, it's a clean slate. And everybody has that belief that they can be competitive and go to the Super Bowl. That's the beauty of a new season in any sport, really. Yep. That hope and belief starts to dwindle as you lose games. You find different ways to lose games. Injuries happen. Adversity happens throughout the course of the year. So that definitely changes, and it goes up and down throughout the course of the year. But in the early part of the year, the reason why I'm saying this is if you can rattle off a few wins like the Giants have, I think they have that belief and that confidence that they can beat anybody, and they'll carry that on the rest of the year. So I'm excited to see how they play. I do think we're getting in the playoffs, man. NFC East is looking like one of the toughest divisions. It's going to be hard to get into the playoffs out of there, but they look good. They really look good.
And the Ravens,
you guys have anything on the game?
The Ravens have fourth quarter issues. This isn't the first time they can't, for whatever reason, in the fourth quarter stop anybody on defense, and Lamar has been not very good at all, actually, in the couple games in a row. So, I mean, I have him on my fantasy team, but that's besides the point. just throwing that one out there. But they've got some struggle coming down the stretch, and in the playoffs, as you know, in the last few years, they've also kind of been shut down. So it just feels like when the game gets tight, they're too predictable and they're pretty one-dimensional, and they've got some issues. But credit to the Giants, that's a good win for them. And like you said, it's a belief type of win. That's supposed to be a top team in the AFC. So, pride-wise, that's a big win.
Yeah, it's going to be good for the morale, good for the program, good for the brand. It's good for the message that Daboll's trying to spit at these guys. It makes them, if they weren't believing before after being 4-1, they're damn sure believing now at 5-1. They all should be bought into the system. They're buying what he's selling, and I love it. They're fun to watch, and I'm really excited. I haven't had this sort of excitement since Eli took us to the Super Bowl. So let me be, okay?
We'll let you have it.
We got 2 more games we're going to talk about. No, I'm sorry, 3 more games. First one is Steelers and Bucks. We're just going to talk about you guys have any idea what's going on in Tampa with Tom Brady and that offense? Because
he's worried about
it is so bad.
He's done.
Yeah, right? His mind is elsewhere.
He doesn't care.
Has to be.
The
Dude, they look so bad.
He
And
went to Robert
I know
Kraft's
they had
wedding.
injuries. Huh?
He's
He
done.
went to Robert Kraft's wedding like the day before the game or something.
Yeah, you probably got a rub and tug.
Little
Yeah.
rub and tug. Blackout.
Yeah.
Went to the special craft salon. We know how
Came
that
back
goes.
home. Didn't play very well.
Nope.
But there's whispers saying, "Oh, Gronkowski comes back, he's going to fix everything," and I'm just not buying it.
I have not heard
Because-
those whispers.
I have heard that, and I'm not buying it because Gronk, yeah, even though he's really good with Brady and he brings that red zone threat that everyone says that the experts say that they're lacking.
Yeah.
They have Mike Evans, one of the best red zone targets in the damn game.
Yeah.
That last game, he didn't get a target in the red zone. Why are we not even throwing him a jump ball, let him go up and get it and make a play like he does? Doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm not sure if it's Todd Bowles. It could be Todd Bowles. He wasn't a successful head coach in New York. I tried to give him a pass because he had a shitty roster around him. He didn't have a lot of talent, but he's got all the talent in the world in Tampa, and they are stuttering, to say the least.
Yeah. I agree.
Bills and Chiefs. Derek, before I give an unbiased synopsis of the game, would you mind telling the folks what happened during that game?
I don't know, bro. Something about the Bills. Obviously, all the games that we play them, they're tight. Josh Allen is just unreal, and they have a great defense. I don't know, man. They're going to be tough in the playoffs. Always are, but it was just one of those games. Didn't go our way. And, bro, Butker also, he kicked a 62-yard field goal and then misses a 47. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Back, though, I'll give him a little bit of credit. Rolled his ankle. Maybe he's hurting still, but I don't know. Bro,
I don't know, man.
Those are tough.
Yeah, I mean, you can feel sorry for that loss all you want, and then you look at who you played.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are still a good team. No one's gonna say they're less of a team because of this loss. The Bills are just like that. And Josh Allen, I mean, not to say that he's better than Mahomes, but he's clearly just as good.
He's good.
He's good.
And
bro, but
yeah, the
Patty's
Chiefs
interception at the end. That's not
trash. No, it's not, but it's trash.
Bro, that was forced.
It's trash that it happened because we've seen Patty so many times do it with minimal time left on the clock.
We had like a minute.
Too much time.
A minute 50. It's too much.
Yep.
Bro, I was chilling. I was easy dub, but it is what it is.
It was a more defensive game than I think anybody kind of expected too. It kind of started pretty slow. I think at the end of the first quarter it was like 0-0. So it
definitely
really
was a slower
give
game.
all the fireworks that everybody kind of expected. But when those teams get together, it's always a good show.
It's such a fun game to watch.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, always entertaining.
Yeah.
All right. Last game of week 6. We had Broncos and Chargers. Happened last night on Monday Night Football. Was a trash game. I mean, I think the Broncos are just like a virus, dude. I think they're bad. I think competition plays down to them when they play them because I think the Chargers played outrageously poor. They're a lot better than what they showed last night. Chargers wound up winning 19-16. Brandon Staley needs to stop going for it on 4th down. I get the analytics and all that shit, but like either pick better spots to go for it, which, you know, the spots haven't been terrible, but the play calling has been questionable. These 4th and 2, 4th and 3s that he's going for, I mean, they're throwing flat passes out and Herbert's not hitting them. The receivers are not catching them and they're not converting 4th downs early in the game. When you're trying to get points on the board early in the game, you don't want to be turning the ball over on downs. I don't know. He needs to lay off the gas pedal a little bit, especially given the fact that their defense is bottom of the league. They performed well, but the Broncos are, like we've seen through 6 weeks, they're nothing special on offense.
Hey, Russ was cooking first quarter though.
He was 9 for 9, 110 yards and a touchdown, and we all thought, oh, hold up a second.
Wait a second.
Here.
But
then we play 60 minutes in this sport, and we saw Russ do what Russ has been doing. One note I want to bring up when I was watching this game last night, Chargers tied it 16-16 in the 4th quarter. The Broncos got the ball back. I don't know how much time. It might have been like a minute 30, okay? And you give it to someone like Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, even Herbert, even someone like Stafford, even though he's not playing well. Stafford has led many game-winning drives. You give those guys a ball and you ask them just to get into field goal range, they're like a mortal lock to do that. I mean, they can do that with less than 30 seconds. So not only was Russ not able to do that, but the fact that they paid this guy so much money to play quarterback and they chose 3 straight running plays. They basically didn't even try to let him throw.
Bro, the
I don't
schemes
know.
don't make
That's
sense.
that's sketchy.
It doesn't
That's
make
either
weird.
you don't believe in the guy that you just emptied the bank account for, or he's just showing you that he's not good and he's not what you thought he was when you signed him. And either way, they're in a shit situation. They're an official certified shit program in the NFL. They keep finding every different way to lose games, and that's just what dog teams do. So I'm out on them. I've been out on the head coach, but I'm also out on him after watching his presser again last night. He sounded like a stinky politician. All these correct answers, wasn't placing blame on himself or anything like that. So they're a dumpster fire. I don't feel sorry for him. And Wilson got away with highway robbery. So
Good for him.
good for him.
Carch, you
That
double
bag.
cupping your fucking cab right now?
Yeah, a little double cup action. You don't want to lean on. You heard? Okay.
No, I got a comment to make about Buddy going for it on fourth down too, because they went for it down in their own back of their own field, and they turned around and gave up the lead on a 48-yard field goal. And I lost my fantasy matchup on that 48-yard field goal, so that guy can
Yeah,
go
you
fuck
did.
himself. Fuck him.
Yeah.
There's
Tone,
my rant.
That hurts.
Since you brought fantasy up, I'm not gonna brag here, but I'm gonna brag here a little bit. I was in the shitter after 3 weeks, 4 teams. I was 1-11. Okay, rattled off a 4-0 week last week. All right.
You were 1-11.
Yeah. Okay. Times were tough, but I told you that was the
Family love
episode.
you?
I said we're not gonna ride the waves. We're not riding waves around here.
Bro,
Even
you
keel.
were riding the wave.
Even keel. Okay. 7-5 since then. We're on the come up. Okay.
I'm holding a playoff
Yeah.
spot in every league, so I'm holding in there.
Fantasy's not over till it's over, guys. Week to week, it sucks, but you got to stay in it for the long haul, okay? And it's Deej Hate Week. I got you this week, little bitch.
Bro, do I really?
Yes, sir.
Derek fucking beat me.
I'm fucking
All right.
doing that league. I'm a pro.
Moving on. NFL
Well,
Week
no,
7.
Sure. Go for it.
Thursday night. Saints and Cardinals.
We already know.
Anybody have a pick on this game? We're going to gloss right over it.
Saints by 3 million.
Saints
Give
by
me the
3 million right now. They're plus
Cardinals money
1.5.
line.
Gross.
Both are 2-4. Cardinals minus 1.5. They did just get Robbie Anderson from the Panthers, who had a miscommunication, shall I say, with his wide receivers coach on the sideline. So they shipped him out bright and early Monday morning.
Yep.
I don't think he's the missing piece that they need after Hollywood Brown got injured. He's out for the year. If you missed that, they do get Hop back. He could be the answer. So
Okay.
getting Anderson and Hop,
but it's
Kyler needs all that. Yeah, but he needs all the help he can get. So that's definitely a bonus. I kind of like the Cardinals too. I'm leaning there as well, but I don't have an official play for you yet.
So this is the Cardinals hate podcast.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we're not.
Yeah, but it's
that.
like
We might find it. We'll find a touchdown.
No.
Yeah, we'll find a touchdown to take. It's fine.
Yeah, it is.
Tone's gonna find that tutty.
Next game. This is going to be a good one. It's a division game. Colts and Titans. To check myself on the record, Titans are not 4-2. They are 3-2. They had a bye week. Colts are 3-2-1. This is going to be for sole hold or sole grasp of first place in the AFC South. Matt Ryan coming off a great game. Ryan Tannehill, as much as we hate him on this podcast as well, got the Titans winning some ball games after losing to the greatest team on earth, New York Football Giants, week 1. So they're sitting at 3-2. Tennessee's currently favored minus 2.5. I love the Colts. Give me the Colts +3. I love it. I think they're playing well. I think Jonathan Taylor is due for a get back on track game. And again, we fade Ryan Tannehill and Kyler Murray any chance that we get, baby. What do you guys have?
Under.
Okay.
That's a good play. I like that as well. Those games are always fucking nasty and sloppy and like 17-13 and just the worst football of all time. But I mean, the Colts just came off honestly, they just played a division game. Those games are always physical and tough, and they squeaked it out. They played a good game. But after they lost to the Chiefs and they played a good game, they got fucking steamrolled the next week. So I'm gonna go down with that pattern.
Sounds like the trends.
Give me the tits off a bye.
Yeah, I'm on the team. Brother, fresh body.
It's true.
Derrick Henry fucking took a break. He fucking sat his big ass down for a week. He's ready to fucking hit some fucking people, dude. Let's get it.
All right, so we'll see how that one plays out. I want to see it on the cards then come Saturday.
On tits.
It's when we put it out.
Might
We'll all
actually
have
put
it on
money
the
on it.
cards. Let's do it. Okay. Next game. We are going to talk about my team, New York Giants. This, in my humble opinion, could be the biggest Vegas trap of the year
That
thus
is
far.
Jax -3.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Bro, that's a
Yes.
trap. Don't even think about touching it.
Big trap.
Dude, I am taking Giants for my absolute life.
Don't do
And
it.
the only reason dude, I'll
such
walk
a
right
lot.
into
Don't
a
do
steel trap for this team. Okay. Listen, I know it's a trap. Okay. We
Jags
read the board.
-6.5.
We scan the board. We scan the board for these type of plays. Okay. If I was not a Giants fan, I would be hammering Jacksonville so hard. But
Bro.
I, like the players, believe in this team, and we are going to win. Okay, so give me the Giants +3. Give me the Giants money line. Yeah, I'm making +3 official. That's on the card with the Colts.
Jags
+3
That's like-
official.
It does like stick out like a sore thumb. Like that line just kind of makes you question like
How
why it
is
would
a
be like
2-4
that.
team? Yeah, how is a 2-4
Sure.
team favored by 3 points? I
Is
don't
it
even
game
care
in
that they're at
Jacksonville?
home. It's in Jacksonville too.
Oh, it's in Duval? Oh, lock. Jacksonville -6.5.
All right, there's an alt spread.
There it is.
You mind giving your pick on camera, or is that too much to ask?
Sorry, I had to get my laptop charger. What'd you say?
Again,
I think
I'm trying to provide quality program here. I really am, guys. It's almost Christmas. Oh, goodness. Next game on the docket. This is an interesting one. This is a very interesting one. And I'll let Tone go first on it if you have something. Seahawks and Chargers. Seahawks going into LA facing the Chargers. Seahawks 3-3. Very solid, very competitive ball club. Geno Smith playing some of the best football he has of his career at this point in time. So I love the Seahawks. They got a great running back, Kenneth Walker. We touched him last week to get a touchdown, and that hit. They have weapons on the outside. And look, the NFC is not all that good, so they can compete and try and get into the playoffs. And the Chargers did not look that good yesterday on Monday Night Football. So this line being 6.5 points, I'm leaning Seahawks +7. I surely am. I don't think they're going to win the game. My gut feeling is that the Chargers are going to win, but I like the Seahawks to cover given the fact that they've been competitive in all the ball games so far.
I think Carch just checked all the boxes on why we should all take the Seahawks, and then everybody that's listening to this, go ahead and just lock in Chargers -6.5, and maybe make yourself some money. I think that's just what happened.
Seahawks, I might have to rethink that, but
Yeah.
Seems too easy.
But you did
We'll
make
see.
all the good points. Geno Smith is playing well. They have a good running back. DK Metcalf is a beast. The Chargers
He's
didn't
still
look
there.
that good. All the signs point you in one direction, and you might just need to take that sign and sometimes hit the reverse. That's all I'm saying.
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, Jesus. Chiefs and 49ers. Chiefs favored by 3, traveling to San Francisco, taking on Jimmy G and the Niners. Niners just lost. They seem to have 2 different types of teams. The team that's competitive and looks like they can get to the Super Bowl again, and then the team that showed up in Atlanta. So I'm not a fan of Jimmy G. I think if you watch him, the way he throws the ball, it's always off his back foot, and it just pains me to watch that. Like he gets no effort, no oomph into his passes. What?
You could do better.
I probably could do better.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably could, especially with those big linemen coming after me.
Yeah, you'd be fine.
Yeah, I didn't tear my ACL yet, so I'll probably be able to get away.
You're good to go. Bro, that line's kind of sketchy though. Only -3. That's a no touch.
I feel like it's going to be a very fun, competitive game, similar to what we saw with Buffalo. But like, I don't know, the Chiefs could just come out of a rocket. It could be 21-0 by the time you fucking blink if Jimmy G doesn't keep up.
Right.
So
That's very true.
I'm gonna say, yeah.
You know what I'll say on this game? I'll say over. I don't even know what the line is. I don't know what the number is. Give me the over. Niners dealing with some injuries on defense. The Chiefs we know they're going to put up points. Can the Niners put up points and compete with the Chiefs to cash that over and compete in the game? Yeah, I think they can at home. Looking for a bounce back after losing, like I said. So I think they will give the Chiefs a run for their money. I don't think they're going to win. I do think the Chiefs win this one. But that game will happen at 4:25. And the last one we're going to talk about is Steelers and Dolphins. That is the Sunday night game.
Wow.
Dolphins
In
3-3
Miami?
at home.
That's
Yep.
easy.
Wow.
Steelers 2-4. Miami's favored by 7
7.
points. So what
Tua's
do you got,
back.
Tone?
Dude,
Tua is back.
Bro, but he's not back.
Tua's back.
But he's
That
not.
head is fine. Brain's fine. We're firing on all cylinders. He's passing all the tests. He's like, this receiver's there, this receiver's there, there's Waddle, there's Tyreek, there's the cheetah. I'm going to throw it. I'm going to sling that thing. Sunday night, lock it in. Max play.
What?
Lock of the year. Dolphins -7. Lock it in.
Steelers +7.
I don't know, man. Kenny, I don't trust Kenny Pickett yet. That place is going to be rocking on a Sunday night, I think.
Miami, bro. Who cares? Trub. Easy.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Look, I will be the difference maker in this one since you guys are split on it. Dolphins -7.
Well, you're an idiot.
Crib it.
You're an idiot.
Crib it to the crib.
Trub.
Crib it.
+7.
Nope.
That's as
Look,
easy
Steelers
as
are
Yankees
good.
money line.
Steelers are good. Okay. Clearly
Don't
they're
say good.
good enough to where they can win a football game on any given week, all right, against any opponent. It doesn't matter if it's a good opponent, a contender, or if it's a dog shit program. They have Mike Tomlin. I love Mike Tomlin. Coaches go a long way in this league. However, the Dolphins on offense are just so much better. And we saw what the offense looked like when Tua is in there. They are explosive. They put up points. And the Steelers do not have nearly enough firepower as the Dolphins do to keep up. Dolphins -7. Crib it, and we'll see you next week.
Bro, he's not there. What do you
His brain is fine. His brain is fine.
That boy's rattled.
Bro, we turned them scrambled eggs over easy, okay? And we are back. Yeah, we're back.
Oh my God, that is the easiest bet +7.
Also, if you're in my fantasy football league, the Nova Pharmacy one, I'm looking to sell Tua, so hit me up, okay?
Nerds.
He's joking, pranks.
Not joking.
Okay, so before moving on, Tone is gonna give you his bitch ass teaser of the week. So Tone, take it away.
Bitch ass teaser of the week, and this is something that we just talked about. We're gonna start with the Max Dolphins. You're going to tease it down. You're going to take that 7 points, throw it in the trash. You're just taking the money line, Dolphins money line. Sunday Night Football, they're not losing. This is a can't lose bitch-ass teaser. And then, Carch, we're going to put some respect on the New York Football Giants. Take that +3, add that 7 that you threw into the trash from the Dolphins, throw it on to the Giants. We're going to make it +10. Giants +10, Dolphins money line. Can't lose bitch ass teaser.
Wow.
Lock it in.
Wow. Dude, I haven't tailed one of your bitch ass teasers all day or all year. I haven't tailed one of them. And you know
that might
what?
be a good one.
I'm in.
That might be the one. Huh?
I'm in.
That's the one.
I'm in on it. Yeah. Sold. Say less.
I'm due for a bounce back.
Sure. Sure. All right, guys, let's switch gears. That's enough of the NFL. ALDS just wrapped up. Fresh off the press, okay? America's villain moving on. ALCS time against Houston. Yankees won Game 5, a makeup from yesterday, 5-1. Nestor pitched well. It was really an all-hands-on-deck approach for the Yankees, but the big blow was Stanton in the first inning. Little 3-run pop ski. Put him ahead from the jump, never looked back. We said a couple episodes ago that Cleveland was the matchup that we wanted to see, just because even though they had good starting pitching, the offense couldn't keep up. And if the Yankees were starting pitchers were able to hold their own, which they were, it would be a relatively easy series. It did go 5 games, so it wasn't as easy as it could have been. But in the games that the Yankees won, they were in control the entire time. And I like the way they looked in those wins. So bring on Houston. Let's take a look. We have Game 1 happening tomorrow night, Wednesday at 7:37. The Yankee starter is undecided, being that they just played. Based on the rotation last time, I think he would be throwing on short rest, but I believe it's up Severino in the rotation. So he's probably going to take the hill. Pitched really well last time against the Guardians, even though the Guardians won that game eventually. He gave up 5 hits and 2 runs in the first couple innings and was able to settle down and go deeper into the ballgame for the Yankees. Astros got Verlander on the hill. And I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I'm not going to get into any statistics, any analytics, anything like that. Give me the Yankees. Yeah, I'm a Yankees fan. It doesn't matter. I hate Houston. Verlander got rocked last time out by Seattle. So even though he had a great year in the regular season, when you get to the postseason, slates get wiped clean. None of that shit matters. Everybody's here to play. But give me the Yankees in 5 games, 4-1. Okay. Yankees are going to shock the world. Move on to the World Series, and we'll see what happens there. Okay. What do you got, Tony?
I hope we get 7 games out of this series because these fucking teams, they don't like each other.
I hate my co-host.
What were we talking about? Oh, this little number? Bro, the Yankees are done. They're toast.
Care to say why?
It's gonna be a really, really good series. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
I hate the Astros, but I hate the Yankees.
That's fair. Not real in-depth analysis there, so I'm still holding firm on the Yankees.
Bro, what's going on with Judge, though?
No, look, I just said what happens in the regular season literally could not matter less in the postseason. Verlander was Cy Young. He got rocked by Seattle. Judge, 62 home runs, obviously set that record.
Can't touch a ball.
He did hit. He has back-to-back games with a home run, so you need to vibe. Yeah, you do need to vibe. However, you are correct. Through the first 3 games, he was like 0 for 11 with like 9 strikeouts, something ridiculous like that. It was not pretty, but he seems to be back a little bit. Like I said, 2 dingers in the last 2 games. Deej has the Astros. I got the Yankees. That's going to be one hell of a series, especially considering the Astros can't cheat. They're not cheating, so.
Yeah, I
run
hate
it back.
cheaters. Ugh.
Yo, okay. Let's get to the next series because this one is actually really, really nice. Phillies and Padres. And let me just touch on it quickly and I'll hand it off to you guys. There's also chatter on the interwebs about how this new playoff format has been boning the better teams because they have that layoff during the wild card weekend going into ALDS. I mean, boo-hoo. You guys won 111 games. Wow. Cry me a fucking river, dude. But to their point, they're kind of right. Braves lost, Dodgers lost. We did not expect that, okay? I did not. I really didn't. The Phillies ran through both programs that I thought were the favorites to come out of the NL, the Braves and the Cardinals. Ran right through them, okay? Said it once, I'll say it again, and I'll say it ad nauseum, okay? It's not the best team that wins the World Series. It's the hottest. The Phillies are fucking hot right now, all right? That series is going to be pure electricity. The Padres got over the hump. They beat the Dodgers. They have an elite rotation, clearly can match up with the Dodgers. It can match up with anybody in the league. And they have a good offense as well, with Soto obviously coming over this year and Machado and everybody else. So what do you guys have on the series? Who do you think is going to win?
I mean, dude, it's so tough because they're so similar too. Like, Harper and Schwarber and Alec Boehm and is it Gene Segura playing in his first postseason. Yeah, Hoskins is bat slamming. You got JT Realmuto.
Yeah.
So, and their pitching staff, to their credit, is good too. You got Wheeler, Nola, Ranger Suarez is serviceable. Syndergaard as well. I mean, he's not what he used to be, but again, serviceable. So, their bullpen is good from what I know, but I mean, I kind of like the Padres. I'm just going to give a little bit of an edge to them, just a little bit deeper pitching, a little bit deeper of a lineup maybe. So, but I think that both series are going to be, tightly played for sure.
Literally spot on the tone there. I'm on the Padres, but yeah, same thing. Pitching, hitting, I think just a tiny bit, but it'll be a good series.
Well, baseball is baseball, and the Phillies are hot, and that shit can carry them all the whole way. So.
Bro, Padres.
All right, so you guys got Padres. I'll go ahead and go the other side. Let me ride the wave with the Phils. I'll take the hot team. I mean, look, if the Padres end up winning, I'm not going to be surprised at all because they're a good program. I could definitely see it. Give me the official pick as the Phillies. Like I said, they're hot. They're riding a wave. They look like they're not fazed by any deficit. They feel like they can beat anybody. Clearly, they can beat anybody. What?
Hate Soto.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
But give me the Phillies. All right. Make it back to the World Series. I think that'll be their first appearance since they lost to the Yankees in 2009. Not too sure on that. We might have to fact check it, but they've been out of it for a long time. So it's good to see them relevant and in the championship series again.
It was cool.
All right. Last topic. We're going to wrap this thing up. NBA kicks off tonight. We have 2 games, or 1 game, I believe. No, 2 games. 76ers and Celtics at 7:30 and Lakers and Warriors tonight at 10. I will be watching the Lakers and Warriors. I don't really watch the NBA during the regular season because A, I don't think the guys try all the time, and B, it's too volatile. Like you have teams that go up 20 points, 25 points, and then that team winds up losing. So you really don't know who's going to win the game until the clock literally is at 0 in the NBA. So I don't really pay attention during the regular season. I don't bet it as much as all the other sports because, like I said, it's too unpredictable. But what I will say is I thoroughly enjoy watching a West Coast late night NBA game.
Nothing better.
It is pretty nice, I will say. No, it's really not. It's really
because
nice.
it's really nice because the early game is an East Coast nasty defensive foul called, just like very tight game. I mean, it's very rare you get like an East Coast game that's very open and like the ball is moving around, and then that late game comes on, you get like Dallas Phoenix or like Lakers Warriors like tonight, and that the spacing on the floor is different. The ball is moving quicker. There's more points scored, so it's definitely more exciting.
Different style of basketball, definitely.
100%, which is crazy. It's actually insane that it's like that, but yeah, it's 2 completely different styles of basketball.
Are we not talking?
So that being said, I'm sorry, Deej, go ahead.
NHL.
Yeah, NHL is here too, but we're not talking about that right now. We'll get back to NHL and the ice next week. Don't worry about it, okay? So Tone, let's pick. I don't think Deej is gonna pick, but we'll pick for the guys at home and the gals, guys and gals.
Well, okay? More than 2 genders. I am a vegan.
Yep. Well, you're gonna receive some heat for this eventually, dude, and I can't wait for it. Cannot wait. Just get off the podcast, all right? We can't be getting canceled because of your antics, okay? I'll give you my prediction right here, right now, all right? I got the Miami Heat getting to the finals out of the Eastern Conference. I think they are a really, really good ball club. I think they got hit by the injury bug at the end of the year going into the playoffs as well, and they were not fully healthy throughout the duration of the playoffs. So if they can stay healthy, I like their team. They have a lot of talent. The East is loaded, but so is the West at the top. So that doesn't really faze me, and crazy shit happens in the NBA playoffs. So give me the Heat. And who are they going to face out West? Let me tell you who they're going to face. I think it will be the Golden State Warriors again. I know they have a bunch of distractions,
people that
if you
punch
will.
Each other.
Yeah, they like to punch each other allegedly. Jordan Poole had some choice words for Draymond, which, by the way, this kid is unreal.
Give me the fucking Celts.
I can't.
Okay. Give me the Warriors to get past all the drama bullshit. They still have an immense amount of talent. They can score the ball at will from anywhere on the court, literally half court. They'll swish at the bottom of the net. It don't matter. Give me the Warriors to face the Heat. And I don't know who's going to win. My heart says Heat, hometown team, but I take the Warriors again. Give me the Warriors, back-to-back champs. Steph is on another level. Clay has a full off season to get rehabbed and healthy. He's coming back 100%. I think they're going to be really good. Jordan Poole still hasn't reached his final form. All right, so he's a better player than Draymond. I wouldn't say he's more impactful in terms of what he brings to the locker room than Draymond, because we know what Draymond brings, but definitely a better scorer. Definitely more production on the floor in terms of numbers. So what he said was not wrong, but if I'm Draymond, I'm cross-checking him in the jaw as well for what he said to Draymond. Before I give the floor to you, Tone, we're going to do one thing as well. I'm going to give you a sleeper team out of each conference as well that I really like. This one might be obvious to a lot of people, and I hope I don't steal yours, but out of the East, I'm taking the Cleveland Cavaliers to come out. They had a big signing, got Donovan Mitchell from the Jazz. They were already competitive last year with a young core, a young nucleus of players, if you will. And they add just a dynamic scorer, a dynamic shooting guard in Donovan Mitchell. He can make his own shot. He can drive to the rim. He can shoot the 3-ball, and he can pass a little bit. So I think he's going to do nothing but make them better, more competitive. And they're a more deep team because of that trade. So look out for the Cavs. They're going to be a good program this year, I think. Moving out west, my dark horse, Dallas Mavericks. Luka is that dude, okay?
Watch out.
For me,
he's that dude.
Pelicans and the Mavericks, because Zion is finally going to show people why he was taken number 1 overall this year. People are saying, oh, that's a waste. He's been hurt, this and that. He's going to show everybody this year. He looks to be in great shape. He lost some weight. He's moving very swiftly. But still, dark horse pick is the Dallas Mavericks. I think Luka's going to win MVP. He literally can change a game and take it over at moment's notice. And I think if they get hot at the right time, they can take out anybody in the West, even LeBron and the Lakers, which I'm sure you might touch on.
Relax.
But Tom, go ahead. Give us your prediction for the NBA and give us your sleepers.
I was going to give my finals prediction first, but just to piggyback off, you got my leading up to point. But I also like Luka to win his first MVP this year. I think, we've seen him kind of take those next steps over the last couple of years, and I think he's been in that conversation in the top 3. And this year, I think he can finally kind of, if Giannis just fucking stays like, he doesn't fucking go snapping everything else for a full season. I like Luka to win an MVP. But when you said the East was loaded, you weren't lying. I'm looking at the teams right now. You got Boston, who's good.
Yep.
You've got Atlanta, who got some new pieces, and Trae Young is really good. Cleveland, like you said, they got better. Jesus Christ.
Yep. Just thinking ahead.
Miami's good. Milwaukee's good. Brooklyn's good.
Yep.
So you got all the Phillies good. Yeah, Sixers.
Yep.
Is everyone just good?
But Raptors and Hornets. I mean, Raptors and Hornets are also competitive ball clubs. So
the whole, I feel like this could go. What?
Hornets have problems.
Nah, the Hornets.
No, the Hornets can't play defense. The Hornets give up 140 points per game. They can score the ball, dude. They can score the ball.
But coming out of the East, I think it's KD revenge tour year. I just have a feeling that he's like so fed up with everybody asking questions. I got Brooklyn coming out of the East, and my fan self can't help. I can't help myself. The Lakers are obviously gonna win the championship. They're coming out of the West. They're gonna whoop up on Golden State in the conference finals. Not a problem. Draymond Green will be a Laker before the end of the season. Not a problem. No problem. You heard it here first. I hope that they can be competitive, the Lakers. I don't want fucking Bron out there just, 40-10, like 40 years old, just fucking losing by 80 points a game. So hopefully they can be competitive.
Let me just touch on that real quick. I think the key for the Lakers getting back to where they want to be, I think it all hinges on Anthony Davis. I mean, he has been non-existent the past couple years with injuries and just not playing the way we're expecting him to play. If he can get back to that MVP Anthony Davis form that we saw when he was in New Orleans and when he first got to Los Angeles, they could definitely come out of the West for sure.
Yeah, if he can get back. It's like he won a championship and just like fucking took a break. Big ass gets hurt all the time. You ever fucking seen that guy fall before? Fucking big ass fucking falling all the way.
Like a big old tree.
It's a fucking big ass fall, that's for sure. If I can hit the ground.
Who's your sleepers?
Sleepers, I like Dallas too.
That's such a sleeper.
I feel like Phoenix also doesn't get enough credit for as good as they've been, but I don't think they're much of a sleeper either. New Orleans probably a best sleeper team.
Okay.
Zion coming back. And then out of the East,
Celtics.
Can the Magic be good? Can the Magic be competitive? I don't think
basketball?
Maybe. Sleeper pick. I'm just throwing it out there.
I mean, hey, what did we talk about? What did we talk about earlier, man?
I don't know.
We talked about
clean
slate, new season. We talk about the belief. believe in
Atlanta?
something. Okay, look at his
Atlanta?
face. Look at Deej's face. All right, take the Magic right now to win the NBA Finals.
Take it right
Take
now.
them right now. All right. Oh,
It should be fun.
geez.
I'm excited. We got the fantasy basketball league back.
Yep.
Derek doesn't
Right.
Derek doesn't play in that. Yeah.
Fuck no.
So it should be fun. I'm excited.
Definitely. All right, guys. Look, that's all we get to talk about. Unfortunately, this week it was a good talk. Happy to have you guys back. This three-headed
was
monster here was pretty good. We'll try and do that again soon.
It's good to be in the set.
So next week we're gonna have more NFL. We're gonna have more MLB. We'll have some NBA if there's any cool storylines, and we'll try and get back to college football because although we didn't touch on it this week, this past weekend was electric. If you guys follow it, so don't think we haven't been following in the sack because we do follow everything. Okay, we keep receipts, we take notes. All right.
Yes.
We're in the set.
That being said, we're done here. All right. Appreciate all the support. Appreciate everybody listening. My co-hosts Tone and DBJ FSS. Thank you very much. And I'm your host, Connor, and we're signing off from the sack.